Remember when you gave up on Mega Man 2 because it was too hard? Or when you struggled for days to finish the first world in Super Mario Bros.? These people can play those games in minutes. They are speedrunners, and they don't just play, they compete.
In the speedrun community, it's not you're fighting a player against player, it's more like every player is fighting against the time. So the community is against the time. It's more like both runners try to get under a specific time, to beat the time and show like, okay, you can beat the game in like under 40 minutes, under 30 minutes, 20 minutes, etc. Of course, there's that competition where people are like trying to be faster than the other person, but it's more like a motivation to take, like, say like, oh, okay, you're 15 seconds faster than me, no problem, I can beat you by 30 seconds, and then it becomes like a little game.
I find a similar parallel in some individual sport like track and cross country, where you are pushing yourself in both cases here to get a better time, and just seeing what kind of physical and mental limits you can break through.
In speedrunning, there are like specific controls you have. For example, on PC games you have like specific controls where you can spam like the space button and then you like in the same time use the mouse to skip like cutscenes or like press on buttons which are not existing in the form or like not shown on the computer, but we know that they exist and we can just go through that controls and just trick the game so that we are faster.
If you're interested in a certain game, you want to get into the game-specific lingo more. But the big ones to know are usually the difference between glitching and cheating. Cheating is often modifying a game, doing something that's outside of the game itself. You know, running exterior programs, messing with the code, changing files in the game. Glitching is anything that you can do in the game. Famously, one of the ones that I found, which kind of messed up an entire category and made a bunch of people stop doing it, was a glitch that saves 40 seconds on what is already a 17-minute run, but it's frame perfect and very hard to do. It's a glitch that stops the end boss in Dark Souls 2 from doing anything, and then you just sit there and kill it.
I split speedrunning up into 3 different sections, where first you do glitch hunting, where you search for mechanics, whether they're intended or not, where you try to find everything that you can do within the game. Then there's routing, where you fit all those together and figure out, okay, how can I fit all of these glitches and mechanics together to make the best run that I think I can do. And then there's execution, where you practice it and practice it and practice it, and then ultimately perform it and try to get that world record. And going through that sequence is very different at each step, but also very rewarding.
You know how the game works, you know what the developers intended to do, but you are now going to try to break it and find out what the developers did not think of. For example, if there's a possibility to go through a wall and they were hiding characters behind it to make the game load faster, you will find it out just by playing it around.
Games Done Quick started because we already had a speedrunner meetup, so we had already been watching these charity fundraisers done by another group called the Speed Gamers, who are still doing great work today. We wanted to have more focus on the gameplay because that's what's appealing to us. So we just wanted to try the same exact thing, except have all the incentives be gameplay based. We went from 10 people in the basement, of course, to eventually having over 1,200 people at this event.
If you know people from your own chat or from other channels and you're meeting them up, it's amazing just to find people, and like basically we have all the same hobby, we're like having the same interests, we can talk with each other, you're just going out, you're just watching runs, and it's pretty amazing, especially for that short amount of time, and that basically everyone around the world is like meeting together to decode to those events.
I got into Games Done Quick. It was sort of the thing that inspired me to speedrun, watching it about 2 years ago. And I just enjoyed watching all the people together there, enjoyed watching the community, and enjoyed just the awesome ways that they played games, and I decided I had to get into that.
And that's a really important part of speedrunning, is that there is no unfair advantages, there's no you know, extra stuff being done to the game. We're trying to be fast at the game because we enjoy the art form, we enjoy the game itself. You know, oftentimes we respect the developers. I won't say for every runner does, but most runners are not just trying to like destroy games for the fun of it. We like playing the game, so for us it's we want to be good at the game as we see it.